Alright guys, everyone come here to this side. I'm gonna show the technique today. Like a basic position. We're gonna work today more side control, and then afterwards we're gonna do a lot of specific training, okay? So let's just talk a little bit about side control. The ideal for me being my opponent, I always want to keep his back flat on the mat, okay? For him escape as well, he always have to be sideways. And most of the time, for him like create frames to escape the position, he's gonna start using his forearms or his shin, okay? So what I want to do, I always want to separate his forearms or like his elbows away from his knee, okay? And most of the time that he's gonna try to escape, he's gonna turn sideways to escape, you see? Let's say that Rodrigo start using side control me, come here. So first, I'm here, he already passed my guard. You have to make sure that you be calm in this situation, and then afterwards, you're gonna start creating frame for you to escape. Because if I go too crazy here in this situation, when I escape, I'm gonna be so tired that I don't have any energy left to fight against him, okay? So sometimes you just have to accept that you lose the position, and then afterwards you have to start working to recover. You see, the first thing that I want to do, I want to start creating frames. I'm gonna bring my forearm, my elbow inside of his hips. You see that now I can start pushing his hip away. I still have my back flat on the mat, so here gonna be very hard. It's very unlikely for me to retain my guard. So what I have to do, I need to escape my hip. And now I have a good space to bring my shin and my knee in the front of his belly. So if I'm here, I'm gonna bring my elbow low, and now I'm gonna start creating frames. I'm gonna do a little hip escape, and then bring my shin in the front of his belly, and then creating this space, okay? Now, I'm gonna start like explaining about like how to put in pressure on his neck. You see that in this position, he has his forearm in the front of my hips. If I stay here too long, he can just do a little hip escape and frame and recover his guard. If you're on the bottom, one thing that I don't recommend as well, never frame in the front of his neck if your opponent has the arm connect. You're just gonna frame in the front of the neck if I don't have any connection with my hands. So let's say that I'm here, I'm gonna try to pass guard, it's fine if he frames here on my neck. Okay? But let's say that he frames here in the front of my neck. When he start pushing me, look what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna push my weight forward. And now he has no strength. Okay? Kinda like a bench press, you know? If you're gonna start like pushing the bench press here, you can lift a lot of weights. But if the person like start pushing the weight forward, you have no strength left. So if you're on the bottom, and if you feel that your opponent has the hand connected, don't frame on the neck. Or otherwise, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna push my weight forward. So here, first thing that I want to do, I want to extend my arm under his elbow. I'm gonna start creating space for me to control his armpit. But in this situation, I'm not only using my arm, I'm using my body weight. I lean forward. So I can start lifting his arm above his head. So I'm gonna be here, control, lean forward, and control as deep as you can on his armpit. But when I control the armpit, what I'm gonna do now, the next step, I'm gonna start bringing his body towards me. So I'm gonna be here, I bring his body towards me. And you see my shoulder is on his face. Now I'm gonna switch to his neck so I can start putting pressure. And if his body is far away from me, I'm not gonna be able to put so much pressure on his neck. That's why I bring his body towards me. Okay, so now I'm gonna change my shoulder to his face to the neck. And you see my toes on the mat? I'm gonna start using my weight so I can put even more pressure. So now what I want to do, I want to bring my knee under his elbow and get into this position. Now it's gonna be very hard for him like to bring his elbow back. Try to bring it, it's very difficult. Okay, sometimes you might have a hard time to do this position, so you're gonna use your hand that you have at the other side and push on his elbow and get into this position. That's what you want to do. And after you get to this position, you notice that I don't need anymore put any more pressure on his neck. Okay, I just put the pressure on his neck just to control his arm. So after I control his arm, I'm always gonna keep my arm extended, but you see that I keep my arm extended under his elbow and not under his armpit, because if I control under his armpit, he can close his arm now. He can close and trap my arm. Here, it's very hard for him to do it. So now what I want to do, I'm gonna start bringing my shin on his belly, okay? From here, you see that he's looking towards the ceiling. I'm not gonna let him look towards me or even towards the ceiling. So I'm gonna start dropping my chest on his face. like this. You saw a lot of pressure on him. Now I'm gonna start sliding my foot on top of his leg and forcing both of his knee point away from me. Because if he point towards me, he's gonna start getting the half guard. And when you get in this position, you need to be like a very patient, take your time. If you feel that he's gonna trap your leg, don't go to the mount position. We're gonna be here. And finish here in the lower mount. One more time. First thing, extend your arm. Make sure that you control the armpit. If you have a hard time, lean forward. Control the armpit. Put your opponent towards you. Use your shoulder on his neck so you can start putting pressure. When you put pressure, gonna be easy for me. Bring his arm between my body. Notice also, when I get into this position, I have my elbow on top of my thigh. Okay? So now, you're gonna keep my arm extended under his elbow. I'm gonna put my knee on belly. And notice that I use my chest now. I have a lot of balance here. From here, now I want to go to the mount position. But you see, for me going to the mount, I'm gonna start extending, and at the same time, I need to start pushing his arm above his head. Otherwise, you're gonna trap my leg. So here, look my right knee. I'm gonna start sliding now. I get here, and then I go to the mount position. When you're about to mount, if you feel that you're gonna trap your leg, don't go to the mount. So take your time. Stay here as long as you want, as long as you can. And when you're ready, do the windshield wiper, and then finish the mount. Or you can just do like a high step. And then I want you guys end up here. Cross your legs and get in this position. It's like a very basic position, but as soon as you get here, the side control, you can't miss the opportunity, okay? You always have to progress. We're gonna do it without explanation. Okay, so let's work back and forth for like 10 minutes, and then afterwards I'm gonna show something else. Any questions? No? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Agora show.